Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to a little fantasy football mock draft, how I build my team for 2022. This is a 12-team full PPR mock draft, and I think 12-team is basically the extreme standard format. I know some people think it's 10-team, 12-team, whatever. I think it is a 12-team league. If you're looking to play with friends, do the 12-team league, do the 1-point PPR. That is kind of the overall standard thing, I would say. Maybe if you're a little bit more of a noob, go down to 10 teams. If you're a little bit, more knowledgeable, 14-team leagues are fun. 16-team leagues are fun as well. But guys, if you've got the number one overall pick, most of us don't. Most of us really don't like having that pick because we've got to wait a while. But I am doing this first mock draft with the number one overall pick. So my strategy is to draft Jonathan Taylor. And we've had this issue, it seems like, with fantasy football, the number one overall pick the last 2 years, Christian McCaffrey getting injured, right? Derrick Henry, some people drafted him number one overall. He got injured last year. But I think Jonathan Taylor, he's still really young. Yes, he had a big workload last year, but that's like his first big season. The injury concern, I don't think there's a major concern with Taylor due to his age. So let's not overcomplicate things with the number one overall pick. Running back is the most important position. So you guys can see I do have the first overall pick. And again, I don't think there's really another option at this point. If you do have that number one overall pick, my strong suggestion would be to draft Jonathan Taylor and build from there. And I do not want that on. But we will go ahead and draft Jonathan Taylor with the number one overall pick and turn that down. So now this is why where it gets pretty tough. We're not picking until, I believe, 24 or something like that. If you do have the number one overall pick, you're in a constant state of drafting back-to-back. So every time you pick, you're going to be basically picking two players. So I got to be ready here coming up late in the second round. And what I'm thinking right now, I've got my RB number one. I want to be flexible. You take a look. I got the 24th pick, so we're going to move down here. My initial reaction, I'd love to get my hands on Cam Akers. I would love to get two superstar running backs. I'm really high on him. He's ranked 22nd. Will he fall to me to 24? Maybe, maybe not. That's a guy I'd look to target. Other players, maybe someone like Keenan Allen. I love DJ Moore, but it seems a little bit like a reach. I think some of these guys will probably fall to me. Kamara, I don't want. It's just too much of a headache. Williams, I'd be fine with taking in that offense, although that is a risk, honestly. I'll tell you what, guys, the other issue, whenever I film these mock drafts, these people take a year. Buddy, this is a mock draft. Just draft someone, big fella. Is it really this important? It's every year I do this. Like, maybe he's not at his computer. Let's see. He probably wasn't even. Put it on auto pick then. This is a joke. So he wasn't even, so that was a waste of 45 seconds. But I would love to get my hands on Cam Akers and then maybe even someone like Travis Kelce. There's so many options this year, guys. It's unbelievable. J.K. Dobbins, Nick Chubb. So there's a lot of guys I would be looking at. I would say Kelce over Mark Andrews, personally, based off of Mahomes. The other thing is I heard that Mark Andrews' numbers were down when Lamar was in the lineup. Mark Andrews actually performed better without Lamar. And that goes to Lamar running a lot more. If you get a quarterback that runs, there's going to be less opportunity. But maybe if Cam Akers is there. So if I go Cam Akers and Travis Kelce, that could be something we look to do. Saquon is really interesting, guys. So I do not want James Conner at all. Somebody take James Conner. Saquon is so tempting. If he stays healthy, that's an RB1. That is literally an RB1. That was a bad pick, brother. Please do not draft James Conner if you have a draft. James Conner, total bust. Oh my goodness. You're not going to take Saquon in front of Cam Akers. Come on, guys. Come on. It's too easy. Now, this is where it gets scary. So I have the option. Do I go tight end here and then take, so this is interesting. So what I think I am going to do, I'm not loving Keenan Allen. I do like DJ Moore, but I'm going to go ahead and draft Travis Kelce. So my team right now, Taylor, Akers, and Travis Kelce. I think with the whole tight end thing, if there's an elite guy there, like if I'm getting Travis Kelce first pick of the third round, I think that's fine value. I guess you could say you should draft maybe even another running back to give you more flexibility there, or take. I think Keenan Allen is like a ticking time bomb, maybe with the injury. I know he hasn't been injured in a while, but either way. So what is my next pick? I'm probably not picking until mid-40s. So I'm going to need receivers. And DK Metcalf is tough. Amon-Ra would be interesting. ETN I love, but he's a running back. So I'm definitely going to be targeting Jerry Jeudy. Certainly. And then the other receiver, we'll have to see. All right, guys, just a quick note. Zeke in the third round. What are we doing? I mean, what are we doing? We cannot be doing that. The other thing, if you do draft a tight end early, it does free up a spot in like the 6th or 7th round, because normally I'm someone that always takes tight ends late, but, I'm not married to the idea where I have to wait to take a tight end. If a tight end's going to be available and it's the right pick for me, I'll take him. Some of these other guys, Deontay Johnson, I'm not a fan of Josh Jacobs. I am not a fan of Antonio Gibson either. These guys are all auto. This is what happens. They're all going to be auto pick. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is. I'm just going to take Jerry Jeudy right now. I think that's a no-brainer. I need a receiver, and we're going to go ahead and take him. And then we might go ahead and take Amon-Ra. DK Metcalf. Well, DK would have been interesting. DK would have been Michael Thomas. I've been buying the Michael Thomas hype. I'll be honest with you guys. Michael Thomas is back. Do I take a chance on him? It's a mock draft. I want to stack my team. I'm going to stack my team with Michael Thomas, Jerry Jeudy, Akers, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Kelce. When am I picking? Late in round 6. So now, guys, with where I'm at, this is a best available player type situation. I don't even think most of these guys are auto picking, so this draft should fly by. And it's a mock draft, so none of this even saves. So nobody really cares. Darren Waller, that is good value in the 5th round. That is. Mahomes, I'm not interested. Amon-Ra, you know what? Amon-Ra St. Brown is really... See, that's the thing. That's why we can wait on the receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, great value. Michael Thomas, yes, it's a risk, but I've got other receivers I'm going to be drafting later. Yeah, you're not going to want to draft Herbert. Kyle Pitts, I don't love. Especially with, what is that thing? Amari Cooper seems almost unplayable the first 6 weeks. It depends how long Deshaun Watson is out. But, yeah, Kareem Hunt is not a good pick. You're not going to want to draft you're banking on a Nick Chubb injury with Kareem Hunt. I will never feel comfortable starting Kareem Hunt if Nick Chubb is healthy. So why would I draft him in the 5th round? Even if it's a late 5th round. Allen Robinson is good value, too. Allen Robinson with the Rams? Yeah. So we're coming up on our pick here, and my strategy right now, see, all these players I'm not interested, so I'm actually going to move down. Drake London would be somebody I would love to get my hands on. Do I look for a quarterback here? Garrett Wilson. See, this is why also DeAndre Hopkins, if you're willing to wait on Hopkins. Although Hopkins had an interesting thing last year where, let's actually look at Hopkins' stats last year. Yeah, 572. He was injured, but he did not put up many points last year in terms of yards per game. I don't know. It's interesting, but he's definitely a guy to look at. So we are drafting here soon, and it looks like all the auto picks will go. Please just pick someone. But I am interested in Drake London. I probably do. So I need a flex. Would I feel comfortable with Drake London in my flex? I just don't like Cordero Patterson personally. It's just, I don't know. Juju seems like he'll have really good weeks and really bad weeks. I don't know. Jalen Hurts is someone to target, certainly. I would target Jalen Hurts later. Tony Pollard is someone to... I might just take Tony Pollard. I would have been impressed if he would have taken Tony Pollard right there. But Tony Pollard might be a reach at this point. I don't even know. He seems to be going like round 7 or 8 Actually, like round 8 normally is where Tony Pollard goes, I think. Kyler Murray. So, yeah, we will go ahead and take Drake London, who is a rookie receiver, and he should get some nice run. And then I do quickly want to look at the running backs because I would like to get my hands on a running back. So, yeah, I'm fine with taking Tony Pollard here and securing another good running back. Absolutely. Absolutely. I still need a quarterback, and guys, when it comes to my strategy with quarterbacks, if Jalen Hurts is not available, I'll literally just wait and draft Trey Lance. Trey Lance and his rushing ability, it's going to be crazy this year. Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't recommend it. Well, Jalen Hurts just got picked, so they're auto-picking all the quarterbacks. That's what it's doing, the AI. The AI, when it auto-picks, it goes through every position, and the positions that you don't have starting, that's who it takes. That's who it prioritizes. Chase Edmonds, I'm not interested. Stevenson, I'm not interested. Joe Burrow, I'm not interested. Hopkins late in round 9 is interesting value, or late in round 7 is unique value. Although, like, even with the 6-game suspension, the problem I have with Hopkins, last year, he wasn't that great. He really wasn't. I just want to see Michael Thomas. I saw Michael Thomas was healthy. He was on the practice field. Could you imagine if he comes back? J.D. McKissick, that's way too high, man. There's no way. Who am I even arguing with? Yeah, I'm not even arguing. These are all bots making. This is the AI. So we'll just take best available. So Garrett Wilson, my God. Yeah, give me Garrett Wilson. That's not even a question. And then someone else at this point I would look to take, maybe just based off of value right now. Burks, I do not like. Tony, Russell Gage with Julio there now, no thanks. A.J. Dillon might be the guy. Actually, Kenneth Walker. Guys, Chris Carson just retired, so Kenneth Walker, all he has is Rashard Penny in the backfield. I think he's going to be starting by week 8 or week 9. That's another rookie. I love taking rookies. I have no problems with it, but I will say, if you're in the situation I was just in, and there's really no one to take, like, I'm literally the only person in this draft. If you're in the position where there's no one to take, drafting A.J. Dillon in round 9 and praying for an Aaron Jones injury, and if Aaron Jones gets injured, A.J. Dillon's an RB1. Without his injury, A.J. Dillon's basically unplayable, but still, in round 9, that's high upside, man. That is really high upside. Now what I'll do is I'll just continue to take best available and look at some of the sleepers that I like. David Njoku is an interesting guy. Not in the early weeks, though. Yeah, I would say not in the early weeks. Why do they have all these kickers? That is annoying. Van Jefferson. Tyler Algieri. I love him. No, I'm going to actually draft Trey Lance now. Let me go ahead and draft Trey Lance. I'll get Trey. Yeah, I actually needed to draft him. Oh my goodness. Guys, make sure if you're doing this strategy where you don't pick Melvin Gordon. What is Melvin Gordon's back? You know what? Mattson. Hope for a Dalvin Cook injury? Absolutely. Abso-frickin-lutely. Let me look at the running backs that I like and tell you guys who I'm taking. Carson is, retired. So we wish him the best of luck in retirement. And Algier, definitely him. That's a running back I'm going to be taking. My number 1 sleeper. Don't need a quarterback. Receiver. I'm trying to move this thing. Let me move this over. Receivers. Sleeper receivers that I like. These would be real sleepers. I don't even know if there's anyone left at this point, honestly. Oh, David Bell. My goodness. I love David Bell. Yeah, I'll be drafting David Bell towards the end. And that's probably the only one there. There's really no point. So how many more slots do I even have on my bench? 3. Okay. So with the defense and the kicker, the defense, you're just going to want to take a good matchup. Like when a defense faces a bad offense, basically every week you can do that. And then for kickers, just take a kicker that's probably going to score a lot of points that week. Just a week-to-week thing normally on the kickers. it's a viable thing. I mean, Justin Tucker's a very good kicker. I don't know who they face week 1. I'm not going to take a kicker right now. But, yeah, Mostert. So the value right now for any of these guys, I would say, is not great. Ronald Jones is now in Kansas City. Gus Edwards. Yeah, there's really, you're hoping for an injury there. Alec Pierce is another guy I like a lot. But I'm going to go ahead and just take my guys here, I think. I'm going to go ahead and take my sleepers and then just be done with it. Come on, dude. Just freaking pick someone. Where are the guys I had? Hold on. I don't know how to work this thing. Whoops. Guys, I freaking don't know how to work this. There he is. I got him. Now let me take David Bell. I don't even think David Bell has a picture. David Bell is ranked lower than Donovan Peoples-Jones. Guys, I love David Bell later in the season. David Bell, I'm telling you, draft him late. It's so obvious. And then... Wait, what? I don't know what happened here. I thought I drafted David Bell. Huh. Let me redraft. I thought David Bell. I don't know. I guess I picked somebody else by mistake. God, son of a... Yeah, so we'll just draft David Bell now. I thought I had drafted him. How about KJ Hamler, the former Nittany Lion? We've got 3 people in this draft, and we're all in a row. Great. Now I'll draft him. No players available? Oh, they want me to pick a kicker. Here, I'll pick a kicker then. Jake Elliott, Cade York. Yeah, suck up. You know, the Buccaneers are going to score a lot. It's whatever with the kickers. It's more of a vibe thing. It depends on the week. Is the kicker playing in a dome? Oh, is it going to be a high-scoring game? It all depends on that. And then defense, you're looking at a good week 1 matchup. So I don't know who these teams face week 1. You would have to look like this. They don't even have their schedules. Okay, so just a random defense we'll take probably. And with my final pick, we will draft the Houston Texans. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to troll. We'll just go with the Patriots. Bill Belichick's always a solid player. So I think I have to stay on this page to review my draft. So guys, taking a look at my draft overall, we'll do a quick recap. This is the number 1 overall pick. I did take Jonathan Taylor. You get that franchise-type running back, number 1 overall, your RB1. Love Cam Akers coming off an injury. He's going to be fresh. He's going to be ready to contribute. Pass catcher, PPR points. You love to see it. Travis Kelce, just a superstar tight end. He's going to get even more targets without Tyreek Hill. Jerry Jeudy, breakout season incoming. Absolute beast at Alabama. The only reason he has struggled in the NFL is due to an injury and poor quarterback play. Michael Thomas, we're buying the hype. You know, I had to take him. It was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing with Michael Thomas. But if he's even half to as good as he was, you know, back in 2018, 2019, it's a very good value pick. It is a bit of a risk. It's a little risk, although you'd think Michael Thomas would come back. I mean, he signed a 4-year contract. You'd think he'd be healthy. Drake London, a lot of targets for him. A lot of people don't remember Drake London as a college player. He was a targets machine. He's a possession receiver. You know, there's not a lot to go around in that offense. It's really just Drake London and Kyle Pitts as the 2 main threats. So he will get a ton of targets, especially late in the season when Atlanta is out of it. They're playing from behind. They're going to be throwing a lot. Tony Pollard, I think he'll be the starting running back in Dallas by week 9. Garrett Wilson, the best receiver in the draft. You know, he does have Elijah Moore there. They do have Corey Davis, but Corey Davis is injury prone, so I like that pick. Kenneth Walker, Basically, he's already second string at this point. I expect the Seahawks to be tanking by week 10, and they should just play there. The only worry you have is it becomes a committee the entire year with Penny. If Penny gets hurt, we're not wishing injury on anyone, but that would be the best scenario. Kenneth Walker is a great value, high upside play after the retirement of Chris Carson. Trey Lance, it's the rushing yards. The rushing yards, the rushing touchdowns, that's what we're banking on in 2022. Alexander Mattison, that's your best handcuff possible. Whenever he starts, he produces. If he starts in 3 games, you're going to want to basically start him every game, guaranteed. He averages like 20 points. Tyler Ajiri, best sleeper in the entire draft. Tutu, I didn't mean to draft him. I don't know what happened. I meant to draft David Bell, who's one of the best receiver sleepers in the draft. And then Ryan Suckup. You've got the Buccaneers. They score a lot of points with Brady. They got Julio Jones now, along with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And then I took Bill Belichick and the Patriots defense. That is my official draft. How this team would line up: you've got your 2 running backs, Jonathan Taylor and Cam Akers. Your 2 starting receivers, Jerry Jeudy and Michael Thomas. As long as nothing goes wrong with Michael Thomas in the preseason, I would have him starting. My flex would probably, depending on it would really depend on the preseason. If Drake London is getting all the starts and the consistent targets, I would go with him. Pollard, I probably can't start at the beginning of the season just because Zeke is going to be there, although I really think Pollard's going to get a ton of carries this year because this is Zeke's last year really with Dallas on that contract. Garrett Wilson is a guy I would play later in the season. After a few games, I think he's going to start getting more targets. Kenneth Walker, I would play later in the season. Trey Lance, I have no problem starting week 1. It's the rushing element. And then all these other guys are kind of, rookies, handcuffed late in the season. Unfortunately drafted him. But either way, that is kind of my strategy for the number 1 overall pick. It's not the best position to be in, but you are getting Jonathan Taylor. And if you can pair Jonathan Taylor with Cam Akers, I think that works out perfectly. And then your first pick of the 3rd round, maybe people say I should take a receiver, but I think Travis Kelce is just really good value. Also, if you wanted, Mark Andrews was also available. So there's some different guys. There's some different things you could have done, but I really love Jerry Jeudy. I have so much faith in him with Russell Wilson. And then I've stacked my receiver room, with several guys. So I think I'll be fine there. Either way, guys, that is going to do it for this fantasy strategy video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link for that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.